Nothing Wrong with Orange and Blue podcast.
Welcome, Broncos country, to another episode of the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast.
I like it.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm never doing that again.
I like
it. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. I am your host, Johnny Baki. With me, as always, is my best buddy in the world, Isaiah Henderson.
That's me. Right? He's talking about me. What's up, Broncos country? Welcome back. Let's talk about it.
Happy Mother's Day, first of all, to you mothers out there.
That is correct.
It's a happy Sunday. All right. I don't know about all y'all everywhere else. Right here for us and here in Tennessee, we live about 30 miles apart.
Yeah.
And right now we have been having insane thunderstorms all day long.
All week.
Yeah, all week. But today it's been kind of crazy today. So yeah, that's been fun. But other than that, again, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. I hope it's been a good one. If nobody's told you, happy Mother's Day. We are thankful for all you mothers out there. Isaiah, I see the cup, dude. You need to calm down, okay? I see it. I see the cup. All right, we both got our new cups, and hey, we both got our new T-shirts.
Booyah!
Pretty dope.
Yeah.
Pretty dope, bro.
Yeah.
Don't worry, everybody. Someday soon we will have merchandise. I don't know when, but we're gonna work on that. Okay. Anyway, all right, everybody. Welcome again to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. We stream every Sunday on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch at 6543. You can also catch us. After the fact on Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, and Stitcher. All right. Whatever, no matter what happens today, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, just please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, subscribe to MHRT because we are a member of the MHRT family. Subscribe to both.
Mile High Roundtable.
Mile High Roundtable. We got some cool stuff coming up on Mile High Roundtable, and we'll get to that later. So subscribe, share our video out there, share it to your friends, guys. It takes 5 seconds, not even, right? To click share and send it to a friend that you know is a Broncos fan. Get us out there, y'all, and comment while we're in the stream. We'd love to talk to you. I mean, if you want to comment after the fact, we'll do our best to catch up and talk to you then. But while we're in the stream, the commenters is what drives the podcast on, right? So, hey, comment, guys. All right. Hit that notification bell. All right. Because that way you know exactly when we are going live. All right. And that being said, let's get down to it. We got Dave Glassman in the house. Damned Trash Panda. What's up, Mike? We got Dave Glassman said it. He's the first one to say it. Are you ready, Isaiah? We have to do it. Are you ready? Here we go. He said it. You ready?
Yeah.
Well, high five.
All right.
That was awful. That was awful.
One more time.
Yeah, one more time. It's mile high five on like it's in like a tempo. 1, 2, 3, and 4 is the clap. All right. So you got to do it in tempo. Ready? All right. Here we go. Mile high five.
Wow, that's much better.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I think
it's my internet.
You're lagging.
Damn Trash Panda, happy birthday, brother. It fell on Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to you. He said
happy Mother's Day, Michael.
He said I missed the last few days. Life's been crazy, but happy birthday / Mother's Day, Michael. Is that Yost?
Yeah, that's Michael Yost.
Happy birthday and happy Mother's Day to Jesse as well.
Yes.
Dave Glassman says he loves the countdown. We love it too. But
pretty fun.
Glad you guys are coming in. Like, subscribe, share, comment. We are going to get down to brass tacks and get down to business. So, Johnny, what's on the schedule today?
What's on the docket today? Well, there's not a whole lot. There's like one major thing going on right now in Broncos country. Wow, that was a loud boom. Man, this thunder thing, dude.
It was pretty bad over here earlier. I'm not sure if
I don't do so well with that. You know that with my post combat PTSD issues. I do not do so well with the booms. So bear with me.
Broncos country, let's keep Johnny distracted with the comments. Let's come in, ask questions, bring the comments in. Let's keep him distracted from the lightning. All right.
So it's not the lightning, it's the thunder.
Same thing, whatever. So, anyway, what are we talking about today? What's going on with Broncos?
Biggest thing, obviously the draft that was last week, and we've had we've all on all of our shows on here on Broncos Talk on MHRT podcast. We've all had a chance to kind of discuss the draft quite a bit, quite extensively. So it's not so crazy we're not going to go crazy about going over the draft. Also, the Aaron Rodgers thing right now, it's kind of in limbo. There hasn't really been any new news dropping out on that. Obviously, whoever wants to talk about it, comment, we'll talk about it. But the thing that right now I think is the biggest news right now going on in Broncos country, obviously goes to the Jawan James injury. So for those that don't know, those that are just now catching it, our right tackle, Jawan James, who I use that term loosely, our right tackle, because as many as those who follow as those in Broncos country who follow religiously know, Jawan James has been a blight. That's what I use. I use the word a blight on the Broncos since he signed with us in 2019, and not because of bad play, because of no play. I mean, it's as simple as that. Right?
I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything
real
like
quick,
it.
Again, for those who don't know, for those who haven't followed closely, Jawan James signs with the Denver Broncos as a Pro Bowl right tackle in 2019, coming from the Miami Dolphins. He has a history of injury there. They even after Miami sent him to us, or if we got him from Miami, they even tweeted out a whoopee cushion as almost like basically saying, haha, got you. And, we're like, okay, whatever. We don't believe it. So he plays 3 games. The first 3 games of the 2019 season he plays. He does not finish a single one of those games at all. He plays a total over those 3 games of 63 snaps and then gets injured. And he's out. I don't remember for how many weeks. He was out for quite a while. But here's the kicker. This is where we start losing patience with him because injuries happen. We get that. I mean, players always get injured. It happens. Here's where Broncos country starts to lose patience, right? The doctors clear him. They say, you're healthy to return. Your knee is better. You can play. And he tells the Broncos, no, I'm not ready. Mm-mm. And he chooses not to return for the rest of the 2019 season. Fast forward 2020, the pandemic. Hey, Isaiah, we can say it. Remember, COVID.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was just for you, Mundungus. Hold on. We got. Let's see. Damn Trash Panda says no chance we actually bring Rodgers over. James injured is definitely a bad thing and something that needs to be addressed. Don't worry, Michael. They're addressing it. And our boy hashtag Mobad. Mobad. How you doing, Mohammed?
Glad to see you, brother.
We let there. He put it. He did it. Hashtag Mobad and Mundungus agreed with me. COVID. All right.
Yeah. So Jawan James comes in.
So fast forward to the 2020 season, right? He decides I'm opting out. I don't want to play. I get it. His wife was pregnant, and that was his concern. I get that. My wife was pregnant twice during the pandemic. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, that's right. Everybody, to everybody who's scratching their heads, I have 2 kids with 11 months apart. So yeah, it happened twice during the pandemic. Guess what? I still went to work every day. So now we've lost even more patience. So here we go. Now we will fast forward now to 2021, right? And here comes the draft, and it's going. Everybody's speculating on Jawan James, and what happened, and the brass in Broncos headquarters is saying he's working out, he's preparing for the season, he's going to be playing, he looks good, we're excited, and those people like me are going, I'll believe it when I see it. What happens? He decides to follow the NFLPA, or, to follow the union, the NFLPA, and boycott working out on team property until training camp.
No, was it actual boycott? Or was it his choice to just work out?
It was pretty much, the NFLPA was pretty much trying to push every single player in the NFL to boycott working out at team facilities until actual training camp.
Is that the reason why I'm asking? Because I'm a follow with my opinion on it. Is that confirmed? Like there are sources saying that the NFLPA was somewhat boycotting.
Yes, they pushed it out through their reps, which in our case was Brandon. In the case of the Broncos, is Brandon McManus.
I can't hold this in anymore. Yeah, you're right. I remember that. I can't hold this anymore. I'm gonna come with my.
Here, Mundungus says it here. Mundungus says it like this: pretty much an implied boycott. It wasn't like they were saying boycott it, don't do it, but they were basically saying stick with the players of the NFL. Yes. We need to stick together, and we need to not be working out there.
Okay, so this is where I'm going to come in. I'm going to give my opinion because I have to say it because my blood is boiling. on this situation. Now, with the boycott being another factor, if you choose to boycott working out at the facility, and as a result, you get injured outside the facility, and then the contract says if you get injured outside of the facility, you don't get paid. That was the choice you made,
and that's where we're going.
When you chose to boycott.
So here's what we're focusing on.
Hold on, Johnny, real quick.
All right,
if
go ahead.
There was no boycott, and if there's no boycott, and he just chose to work out outside of the facility, there was no boycott, there was no movement for them to we don't feel safe there, so we're gonna go to places we feel safe. If that wasn't an issue, maybe. But you decided we don't want to work out at the facility. Okay, your contract says if you get injured outside of the facility, you don't get paid. Now they're like, now the NFLPA,
and that's what we're getting to.
So now the NFLPA is like, hey, we don't want to work out at the facility, we're going to boycott. And then you get injured outside, you're like, hey, your contract says it. Well, we want to get paid. You cannot have it both ways.
Yes. So that's what we're getting to. We were getting there. He goes off. He takes a coach's advice. I feel bad for the guy for this. Okay, I do. As a person, I do. Okay. He decides to honor the union, the NFLPA, to follow in suit with a lot of the veterans around the NFL and not work out at team facilities.
I want to make this so political.
And he goes, I know. He goes and he takes a coach's advice as to what a good place to go would be to work out. And he goes there and works out. And in the process, tears his Achilles. I mean, that is an absolutely awful injury. I mean, it's
terrible. I know
that's potentially career-ending injury, first of all. But he tears his Achilles. So here's where we are at, right?
Johnny, real quick. Let me take this from here. So where we're at is the NFLPA is mad because, like, hey, you guys recommend that we work out off season, which no other sport really does, and we went out and worked out off season and we got injured. Now you're like, hey, we're not going to pay you because we got injured. Number one, it's not because you worked out off season, it's because of the location that you worked out. Exactly. Number two, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to speak up for Broncos country. Right now, I'm the ambassador, like Brandon McManus is the ambassador for the Broncos, for NFLPA. Right now, I'm going to be the ambassador for Broncos country. If you are not a Broncos fan, if you do not play for the Broncos, if you don't watch the games or support the team, do not comment on whether we should pay Jawan James or not. He was not on your team for 2 years and played 66 snaps. You're not in the front office where you have to pay him. I get players that are coming up and like, hey, you should pay him. Your team's not paying him. If you're a Raiders fan and you're like, you should pay Jawan James. No, he wasn't on your team. As Broncos country, we feel for the guy. Yeah, but it's not like he played 2 years in a row, 2 Pro Bowl years, and the Broncos were like, no, screw him. He got injured. No, he didn't play.
That's what it's coming down to.
3 years in a row, a third year in a row, he's literally not going to play and literally going to collect.
So this is the problem. This is the problem, is that the Broncos, no decision's been made on this yet. Bear in mind of this, okay?
Because they're putting pressure on them.
Any idea if the players can then sue the NFLPA if the recommendation from the NFLPA was the driving factor of the injury? I think they could try, Mundungus, but I do not think it would. I don't think the case would hold water because it was just a recommendation. They weren't being forced into anything.
They don't have any. Juwan James wouldn't have any.
There's no precedent there. But here's the thing.
He wouldn't have any standing in court.
Basically, what the NFL sent out a memo, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up an article regarding the memo real quick.
Welcome, Goofy.
Goofy's on. Goofy's in the house.
In the house.
I love it.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good, Johnny.
Thank you.
All right. Every time Goofy comes on, you have to do that from now on.
All right.
That was actually dope.
Look, our buddy Adon, a 6'10" Mexican from Broncos Talk, and our fellow brother in MHRT. Saludos, Broncos country.
Salud y bienvenidos. There we go.
Don't screw it up.
I said welcome. I said it. It's already done.
I don't speak Spanish at all, Adon, so I'm not even going to try. I took German. Anyway.
I'm changing my name to a 5'5" black. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, you should. All right. Anyway, so I'm going to pull up this article that talks about the memo the NFL shared. Okay, so basically the NFL sent the Broncos sent out a memo, and this is from Yahoo Sports. The article itself that I'm coming from is from Jason Owens. basically the NFL wants to make an example of him because the NFLPA has been pushing their buttons, to say the least, right?
Oh my God. As a fan, I hate the NFLPA. As a player, you appreciate the representation, the union, but they've been coming out. I've seen over the last year and a half, I've seen the NFL. First off, over the last year and a half, I'm really starting to realize I think before that, I didn't even know we had an NFLPA. Excuse me. But now over the last year and a half, as a fan, they're coming out with some questionable things. Like Brandon McManus comes out like, "Hey, we're not going to work out. We're not going to show up."
Well, this is why we've been calling him Brandon McMahon junk.
And then half the team shows up anyway. Yeah. And it's like they don't want any preseason games. They don't want any OTAs.
Yeah, and yet they want us to win games and there to be.
And then they want their money
to stay safe.
Yeah, they want their money.
It's not going to happen. So anyway, look, here's the memo. Here is the memo. Quote: the memo quotes, "Playing in the NFL is a dream of our players who work tirelessly year-round to perform in America's greatest game. With off-season programs starting in less than a week and without adequate protocols in place in order for us players to return safely, we will be." This is from the NFLPA. I'm sorry. "We will be exercising our right to not participate in voluntary off-season workouts. COVID-19 remains a serious threat to our families and to our communities, and it makes no sense for us as players to put ourselves at risk during this dead period. Positivity rates in our city are higher than they were at this time last year, and we know players have been infected at club facilities in recent weeks." Okay. "Despite having a completely virtual offseason last year, the quality of play across the NFL was better than ever by almost every measure." Yeah, please. Okay. "We hope players across the NFL work with our union as we did to get all of the facts so that every player can make an informed decision."
Appreciate that, Johnny, because I'm about to blow that whole thing out the water.
Oh, I know. I hear you. Hold on.
I'm hot today. I'm sorry.
The NFL, I'm going down here real quick. The NFL then responds with their own super awesome memo.
All right, let's hear this.
All right. So this
Zoom in a little bit. Zoom in a little bit, Johnny.
Okay, hold on. I'm bringing it up. Oh, too much. Hold on. It's finicky, you all. I'm sorry. All right, so this is the memo from the chief executives and to the chief executives, club presidents, general managers, and head coaches from NFL Management Council. So, speaking of injuries sustained away from club facilities, and I quote from the memo: "The media recently reported that Denver Broncos player Ja'Wuan James suffered a significant, potentially season-ending injury while working out at a private gym away from the club's facility. Mr. James's $10 million paragraph 5 salary, which is his guarantees, by the way. If you don't know what paragraph 5 is, it's his guaranteed salary for the 2021 season, was fully guaranteed for skill, injury, and cap purposes. Several clubs have inquired about the contractual implications resulting from the fact that Mr. James sustained the season-ending injury while training away from the Broncos facility. Injuries sustained while a player is working out on his own in a location other than an NFL facility are considered non-football injuries and are outside the scope of a typical skill, injury, and cap guarantee. Such injuries are also not covered by the protections found in paragraph 9 of the NFL player contract, meaning that clubs have no contractual obligation to provide salary continuation during the year in which the injury was sustained." I don't really need to go through the rest of that right now.
Hot digging it down.
But basically, here's what's happening. If all of you aren't on to that, okay? Mundunga says, Isaiah, start writing your own memo. So, all right. So basically, for those that haven't caught on to what that means, the NFL they're sick and tired of the NFLPA. They're sick of the players' union. And honestly, the way that the players' union's been trying to bully the NFL lately, I don't blame them. And they're trying to make an example.
Oh my God.
They're trying to make an example out of Ja'Wuan James. Now, here's the thing. The NFLPA, of course, as a result of this, is pissed. They're pissed off. They literally call. I'm going to share the next one. This is the NFLPA's response, or an article regarding the NFLPA's response to the NFL's memo.
Oh, so they're at war.
NFL Players Union calls league memo that referred to Ja'Wuan James' injury gutless.
No, you know why they called it gutless? Because basically the NFL said, you signed a contract.
Yes, but
we reference paragraphs in your contract. if you want us, you see what they're saying. The NFLPA is saying, hey, we don't think that's good. We don't like that. We don't like the idea. And the NFL's like, hey, you signed the contract.
Yes.
Before you got injured, you didn't have a problem with it. All of a sudden now you're up in arms. Guess what? The NFLPA cannot do anything about it unless the NFLPA says, hey, every player is gonna boycott it and we're not gonna play a single game. All the contracts gonna get voided. That's not gonna happen. But what the NFL is saying is, hey, there's nothing you can do because of tort law. Because if the NFL,
and like I said, again, we're going to get into that as well. But looking here, here's what this is what the NFLPA responded with. It was just at this point, it was just an email that was sent to the players. In the email, the union officials essentially told players to hold their ground as it relates to working outside of team facilities. This is coming from Brian DeArdo of CBS Sports. All right. This is a quote directly from the email. It was gutless to use a player's serious injury as a scare tactic to get you to come running back to these workouts. This memo is another sign of what they think of you and also affirms that they simply want to control you year round in any and every way that they can. Now, we have been in touch with Jawan James. Despite an open threat of the NFI designation, Jawan was working out to stay in shape under a program recommended to him by his coach. And then going down a little further to continue the quote, despite having a completely virtual offseason last year, the quality of play across the NFL was better than ever by almost every measure. We've already talked. I disagree vehemently. We hope players across the NFL work with our union as we did to get all of the facts so every player can make an informed decision. So now the NFL and the NFLPA, as you said it, are even further at war.
Okay, so I'm gonna come here. I'm just gonna let it have it. Okay, so the only thing that may save Jawan James is the recommendation by his coach. That may give him a little something. But right now, the NFLPA holds
Mundungus, what can I say? I'm confused. I mean, I'm knocking on wood. But
yeah,
what can I say?
Yeah, what do we say? Let us know. The NFLPA has no leverage, none whatsoever. None. The NFL has legalities on their side. They have the contract on their side.
Yeah.
And
Isaiah, you and I have a job, right? We have jobs. Like outside of this podcast, we have jobs.
Johnny, I was just about to. He took it right out of my mouth.
I know. You and I have jobs, right?
Hold on. I'm in the National Guard. Now, and the National Guard is different from active duty. My first contract was active duty, and now I'm in the National Guard. So, if in the National Guard, if you get injured, it's called LOD, line of duty. If you get injured while you're training, you have to let them know. They put you on active orders so that way you can get the health care you need. Now, let's say I went to the gym and I'm working out. I'm losing weight. I'm trying to get in shape for the next PT test, the next physical assessment for the military. Let's say I'm doing the grind. That. And I tear my bicep while I'm working out. And I go to the Army and I say, hey, I tore my bicep. I need you guys to put me on active order so you can pay for my health care. The Army's going to be like, no. Why? Well, I was training for the Army, so technically, no. You should pay me because I was doing this for you. Well, did you know that
you even aside from the Army, like you and I have regular jobs,
personal jobs, right? Yes.
And we've signed contracts to be in those jobs. Correct. Now, if I am at my place of business and I get hurt, guess what? Boom, I get workman's comp, right?
Yep.
I cannot go get hurt somewhere else. I can't stub my toe on the bedpost in the middle of the night and then go claim workman's comp. You can't. It had to happen in the facility you work in to get that money, right?
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Who is that dude that said, I believe the players should hold strong? Who the hell was that?
Wait, what?
Who made that stupid comment about they just want to control you?
I'm not sure who in the NFLPA. I do not know who in the NFLPA drafted that email.
No, that quote you just read.
I don't know. I don't know who actually drafted the email that was sent out. That's part of the email that was sent by the NFLPA to the players following the NFL's memo.
First off, if you're signing a contract, a lawyer should be present, so that way.
Brandon McManus. I mean, he's the NFLPA rep for the Broncos, so I'm sure he's the one that pushed it out. Whatever.
Oh, okay. Okay, right here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Every player boycott.
No, you don't want every player to boycott.
I said that. He said knock on wood. You're right. I don't want that. Dave Glassman says, thank you for your service. Hey, me and Johnny appreciate that, Dave. We are here to serve you as a Broncos podcast and as Soldier.
Our boss man at MHRT, the godfather of MHRT, Mundungus Creevy, is also a veteran. So we thank you also.
We're all together. Thank you. Appreciate that, Dave. Thank you.
Bob Skinner says, "Sup, guys? Sup, Bob?
Sup, Bob? Sup, Bob? Hey, you know what?
And Michael says,
I want to try and get a nickname for everybody.
Me too. So damn Trash Panda. I mean, Yost. He's Yost. He's calling himself Yost. Damn Trash Panda on this. It's Yost.
I don't know why he says that.
He said, I don't know. Oh no, that's his. What? Damn Trash Panda. That's his. That's his Twitch name. That's his. That's his Twitch stream name.
Is he live streaming on Twitch now?
Yes, I think he did. On Twitch.
Yeah, he did. Told me he said he does on Call of Duty.
Anyway, James is going to be the poster child on this fight. I agree with the NFL on this point, though they have the facilities for a reason.
So
exactly,
my point is, what changed from last year to this year? Because I could have sworn the Broncos were like, everybody was talking about how the machine, when you walk through, they sanitize it. I agree, Mr. Boggins. I think so as well.
I think they'll settle, but it's not going to be. He's not going to get the full amount.
So I'm going to comment on that. I agree with you, Johnny, as well. I'm come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
When the first happened, the NFL started opening again. The Broncos were on TV because they had this machine where you could walk through and get sanitized. It was almost like it was almost like the
Broncos.
It was almost like the Broncos were like the ideal situation how you do it. So last
the
season,
COVID car wash.
Yes, I like that, the COVID car wash. God,
I'm not the one who came up with it. I'm not the one that came up with it.
I was just saying, you're good.
No, that's not me.
Last season, this wasn't a problem. They played the regular season. They showed up to practice. They worked at the facility, and they played their games. Did the Broncos stop doing these with the necklaces that let you know if you've been in contact? Did the Broncos stop doing these COVID?
No, all the close proximity.
Yeah, the alert
monitoring equipment, it's all there. They still have it. They're still gonna have it.
Why all of a sudden are the players like, we're not comfortable? Okay, did they just say, you know what? They say we're gonna get rid of everything.
Honestly, it's the union. It's the union. The union puts pressure on them.
Oh, I don't want to make this political.
And they don't. Well, it is. That's the problem. This is a very political thing, buddy. We're gonna stay away from politics as much as possible, but it is a political thing. But the union puts pressure on them, and they don't want to piss off their fellow teammates, right?
No. Oh gosh, I mean, it's a tough situation.
It really is.
So
and
it goes.
Like I said, I feel for him. I really do. As a human being, I feel for Juwan James. This sucks, but you know what? Look, if you had, like you said at the very beginning, if you had been a productive player of this team for the 3 years that you've been contracted, dude, here's your money. We'll see you next year.
This wouldn't be a conversation.
But dude, you've played 63 snaps for us, and you've been paid out almost $30 million of a $51 million contract.
And the one season where we can have, potentially the best offensive line in the AFC West, where we're ready to go. Juwan James,
where we need you to step up the most.
Yes,
right now.
Juwan James, you're the only one missing. You're the missing piece. Everybody else is ready to go. We're just waiting on you.
Link. He's been the missing link for 2 seasons.
Yes,
and now it's time to cut bait. And then that's the thing. I'm sorry for him. I'm sorry for him as a person that he's in that pain that has happened. Fine. As a Broncos fan, get off of my team. Get out of my Broncos country. I am so done with you. I've been done with you. I was ready to cut you when it would have been a cap hit.
And this, as a person, you feel for him.
I do, because I'm a human being. Fan, I have a heart.
As a fan, this is the ideal situation. We were all talking about last year. Hey, we owe Juwan James too much money. He'll be back. As a fan, you're like, hey, he doesn't have to play for us anymore, and we don't have to have a cap hit. But things are getting serious. So to break it up, Johnny.
Yep. We'll do it right later. I'm sorry. I was just saying it out loud. Okay.
Oh,
right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Mile high five.
There we go.
Perfect.
We got to work on that. Okay. Yeah. So, Kenneth Booker comes in. Kenneth Booker, welcome to the chat, brother. Glad to see you here again. He says if James would have played last year and the end of the previous year, he was clear to play, they probably would have paid him. Well, you said you totally agree. We said we totally agree.
Preaching to the choir, my friend.
We're right there with you. If he had played and been productive, like, for example, if Von Miller had tore his Achilles like he did last year, off facility, this wouldn't have been a question. Why? Because Vaughn had played previously. Because Vaughn had shown what he can do. No one in Broncos country even knows if Juwan James is good.
I mean,
We don't.
unless they watched a lot of Miami games back in 2017, 2018.
We don't give a crap about that because
they did. We're Broncos fans. We're not watching Miami. So look. Oh, by the way, Kenneth Booker, Isaiah said it. We're trying to come up with some kind of fun nicknames just for people here on our show. Your book.
The book.
Kenneth, the book.
Kenneth Booker's the book. Hashtag the book. Right. The bookie?
So
no.
Dave Glassman. Dave Glassman is the glass man. Yeah. Yeah, or something like that.
Is Kenneth Booker the book, the bookie, the bookkeeper?
The book. Just the book.
The book. Okay.
Just the book.
Yeah. Glenn says Kenneth is right. This decision boils down to him being cleared to play in 2019 by doctors, and he refused. So, and that's why. And Glenn, you make a good point, and Johnny, you brought this up earlier. This is what I'm saying. If you have nothing to do with the Broncos as a fan, a player, or management, shut your mouth, because you don't know he refused in 2019. You don't know that. You don't know he refused to play in 2019. So if I'm in the Broncos management, if I'm the accountant or I'm the GM, I'm looking at all this. And I mean, you get.
Sorry, I had to. Isaiah, if your internet is lagging, just keep clapping over your head into the whole pot until you get one right.
I've got none of them right, and I hate the lag. He said,
Dave Glassman says he has friends that call him Glass. All right, Glass, we appreciate that, brother.
So do we keep that, or do we want? Yeah, we'll keep that for now.
Oh, we stick with Glass. I like it.
He said, right, Glenn Hauser said the bookie. I just
no, the book.
The words book
just
together.
The book. Kenneth, the book. Booker. Anyway, we can move on to other things here soon, but it just look. I'm not saying his injury doesn't suck, and I'm not saying that I don't feel bad for him. And I'm not saying I don't think the NFL does either. And is it right that they're using him as a political tool? Well, I mean, come on, they have a business to run. And the NFLPA has been a thorn in the side of that business, big time. And now they have the leverage. This is the leverage the NFL was waiting for. It sucks it happened to Juwan James, but they have. I say it with the jumping jacks.
That's funny.
Lagging internet, buddy. Anyway, the NFL now has the leverage, right?
Yes.
Because of a contract that Juwan James willingly signed.
And everybody else in the NFL signed.
And then all those participating in the NFLPA signed the CBA with it, stating that they knew the risks. That's the worst part. When they went out and did this, when they were like, we're not gonna they acknowledged that they knew the risks of working out off site facilities.
This bothers me so much, and I hate going on rants, but it's just okay. Here's my biggest issue. One, I understand why the NFLPA was signed. The NFL is a massive conglomerate machine. It's a monster. I understand.
It is.
I get that. So the NFLPA having some type of representation or some type of unity, togetherness to, be able to push back a little bit, negotiate your terms. Hey, brother Dave, I see you. I get it. But it gets to the point where, God, I do not. I'm not going to make this. I'm not bringing politics. It's already political, but I'm not going to bring politics into it. It gets to the point where it's political, but I'm not bringing politics into it.
Okay. This
is the problem I have. You cannot have it both ways. You cannot
have your cake and eat it too.
So in unions, they have union reps, which are basically just lawyers that represent you.
You
have lawyers. You have lawyers. You have representatives. You went over this contract. You got paid. You signed it. And when something comes up, and I'm like, hey, we're invoking this paragraph of your contract. No, I don't. No, you signed it. You can't sign it, get the money, and be like, okay, when something pops up I don't like, we're just going to form together. We're going to change it until we get exactly what we want.
Sorry, that's not how it works.
What the hell is the point of a contract?
A contract is legally binding.
Yes.
No amount of unionizing is going to stop a contract. Now, if the union had helped you out in advance and been like, no, don't sign that contract until it's written this way, and then they rewrite the contract and then you sign it, fine. But you've already signed a legally binding contract. You've signed a legally binding contract that will hold up in a court of law. And you know what, Glenn? Just You know, Glenn keeps bringing up my beard, and I know that it's just because Glenn is jealous that I have more hair on my face than he has on his whole body.
He said, for some reason, Boomstick keeps popping up in my mind. Kenneth Boomstick Booker. This is what, the Wild West?
I guess.
So it's like this. It's like this. It's like,
but
Johnny,
that's it. It's legally binding in court.
Mhm.
You will not win. You will not win.
No. And it's like you and Johnny. Me and Johnny's okay. You know what, Johnny? We're gonna be roommates. We're gonna sign this contract. Hey, every month you pay $450. Every month I pay $450. Is that fair? Yeah, that's fair. Sign it. Here comes rent. You got to pay for your $450s due. No, I don't want to pay $450. Are you kidding me? I'm going to organize with the rest of the tenants of the apartment complex, and we're just not going to pay this. Well, you agreed to it. No. Well, now that it's here and it happened, I don't like it.
They'll take it to civil court, and you'll lose.
Have some type of responsibility or accountability. Johnny, has Juwan James made a statement on this?
Nothing official that I know of.
I think now his lawyer, his union rep, now wants to come in and step in and probably tell him, "Hey, just be quiet. Let this play out on its own."
I would. I mean,
I'd
keep my mouth shut.
I think was it Glenn or Dave that said, "I unfortunately I do believe there'll be some type of payment because right now the NFL has every right.
It was Boggins.
The NFL has every right to say, you know what."
So Boggins says it here, and I agree with him 100%. Mm-hmm. Broncos will probably work out some kind of settlement, a kind of a payout to keep the peace. Probably like half, maybe $5 million of the 10 that he was guaranteed.
I think there was some type of stipulation.
And there was something else. There was another stipulation that due to his violation of his contract, obviously the Broncos are not on the hook for his $10 million guaranteed.
Not on the hook
they're also not on the hook for his contract. They can cut his contract without penalties. On top of that, they could decide to go after some of the money that, basically he's stolen from us for over the last 3 years in his signing bonus. Now, I don't think they'll do that because I think that will set a dangerous precedent within the NFL, and it will start a PR. I mean, it's already a PR nightmare, but it's going to turn into like a PR Armageddon if they go after after his signing bonus money. So I don't think they're going to do that. I think I agree with Boggins. They'll probably settle for half or something like that.
My thing is, I would ban. I mean, the players will organize. I'll give them something. I'll give them a fraction, like 10% of what about 10% of what he was supposed to get, because the NFLPA said, hey, we're recommending these people train the outside facilities. And Juwan James was like, you know what? I'm with the NFLPA. I'm going to train an outside facility. Mm-hmm. And then his union rep should have came in and said, I understand, but understand this part of your contract. If you get injured, they don't have to pay you. And the NFLPA is like, we're going to boycott. And then when something negative happens as a result of the boycott, they get mad. And the NFL's like, hey, you can't have it every which way you want. So it's coming to the point where they want to dictate the terms of everything. And whoever made that comment of they want to control you every part of the year, I don't know because I'm not on the inside.
They don't care. Okay, listen, the union, they don't care about the players either. They're blowing smoke. That's what unions do. They're blowing smoke up the butts of the players, trying to make them think, "Hey, we care about you, buddy." But they don't. They're just looking to push forward their political agenda. The NFL's trying to push forward their agenda, and the players, unfortunately, are caught in the middle, and that's where we're at.
Union reps represent the player, but the union does not represent the players. Does that make sense? The union reps who are lawyers who represent their clients, who are the players, but the union reps a lot of times don't represent the players. They represent themselves.
That's okay. Glenn just brought this up, and I like it. I'm just going to say it. Broncos could get $3 million from his signing bonus, plus the $150,000 from last year that he got for since he still got, even though he opted out.
What about the $10 million that he's due?
The $10 million, we're off the hook. I mean, we don't have to pay it. I mean,
so basically what they're saying is. Basically, what you're saying is we can compromise and give him his signing bonus. Plus, I guarantee you this.
Oh, he already has his signing bonus.
Juwan James is going to retire after this.
Listen, we're not going to give him his signing bonus. He already has that. He already has that signing bonus. The violation of the contract states that the Broncos could then go take that much back from him. Basically dipped their hands in his bank account and say, hey, this $3 million we paid you 2 years ago when you signed with us. Yeah, yoink, that's ours back. I don't think they're going to do that.
He said this is on top of
yes, of the 10 million.
I
agree with Mundungus. Cover his medical expenses. Here you go, buddy. You don't have to pay a thing for the surgery.
I guarantee you he's going to retire because no other team will touch him. Right now, he's volatile. He's
going to become plutonium. Right, he's going to become plutonium. Nobody's going to touch it.
Like, first off, you literally, because if he gets anything out of this, they're going to be like, you literally finesse an NFL team out of money. And the report's going to be, hey, in 2019, he was cleared. He just chose not to come back. No other team's going to be like, hey, we don't want that. We don't want him. So he's going to have to retire. But I want to go back up to Dave. Do you know anything about this, Johnny? He says, how about Jake Plummer on Drew Lock?
I don't
know. So this is the first time reaction.
I saw Glass's comment, and so I went ahead and pulled an article up about it. And I'll go ahead and pull it up because this is kind of cool. I mean, once again, another Broncos legend. Okay. So just like how he's been working out with Peyton Manning, right? I mean, we had a whole episode where we talked about how he was been working out with Peyton Manning. This article that I'm finding the quote in is Chad Jensen, written by Chad Jensen of Mile High Huddle. Shout out to you, brother. We have some exciting stuff coming up this week with Mile High Huddle, so we'll get to that towards the end of the show. But basically, Broncos legend Jake Plummer urges true fans to buy into QB Drew Lock. So coming down, this is the quote. He said this earlier this week. I don't remember what day, on 104.3, The Fans, Nick and Cecil show. It's a good show on 104.3, Denver's 104.3, The Fan. You can find it on iHeartRadio and stuff like that. If you ever want to listen to it, they're good. They're a good listen. Okay. He said, and I quote, I think bringing in a quarterback at this point with Drew Lock here already, the fans were mad, but why? They could be mad again when Justin Fields takes 2 years to be a good quarterback and they get 2 more years of development to try to get to the big game. Plummer told hosts Nick Ferguson and Cecil Lamey. I still believe Drew Lock has it. I still believe that if you really want to be a true Bronco fan, you buy into the guy that right here, right now, and you try to send them the love that they need and deserve as your guy. I couldn't agree more. And basically, I mean, and then going down even further, here's what he's quoted after saying. He may get the last laugh. I hope he has a chance to come in here and still battle against the position against bridge over troubled water. Sorry, that was me paraphrasing.
That's funny.
And show us that he has talent. It's obvious that he does. I think maybe there's some leadership things. I'm not saying he's not a good leader. I'm just saying that there's maybe some things he doesn't know he can do or isn't allowed to do or hasn't been told. Hey, it's okay to be like that. Go be yourself, man. These players will respond better to you when you're just you and you take control. And that's where I felt my biggest attribute was that I worked my ass off with the guys every offseason. I was there working with them, working out, pushing them, pissing them off on Friday when they wanted to catch a plane home. And I'm like, no.
So I agree with what he said. As a rookie, and I think Jerry Jeudy had this thing too. As a rookie and you come in there, and you're a natural leader, or you're in a position where you have to be the leader, you don't know what you can say and what you can't. I mean, what I'm saying is, I mean, this is an exaggerated example, but if Cortland Sutton drops a ball, Drew Lock's not going to walk up to him and grab his damn face mask and get in his face as a rookie. So I don't know how far I can go, how much I can say. So you kind of take a step back, and what they're saying is be yourself, and they'll naturally gravitate to you.
Glenn,
he said Jake says this and then bets the under. Oh my God,
whatever. Look, he's not sitting here telling Broncos country, on this interview. He's not saying Drew Lock is the guy, Drew Lock is the man, and you should show him. No, what he is saying is what we've been saying all along, and that, I mean, I'm a huge Drew. We say it every week, both of us. Both of us are huge Drew Lock supporters. We're both big Lock fans. But what Jake Plummer is actually saying here is not, hey, Lock is the guy and you better believe. No, what he's saying is he's your quarterback. Show him that respect. Give him the respect and the support, because that could be what it takes to push him over the hump there.
Right. He's got the support from his teammates and his fans.
I like what he had to say. I like what he had to say. So
Mike says, I somewhat agree. If you want Luck off the team, you can pound sand. If you choose Luck over any other QB in the NFL, you can pound sand too. I'm cold rolling with him with a backup plan. Terry,
he said he's cool. He fixed that. He's cool rolling with him.
He's cool. He's cool. He's cool rolling with him. Yeah,
and I agree.
Teddy Bridgewater is our backup plan. I'm going to admit, ladies and gentlemen, don't tell anybody I said this, but I went on Madden 21 and got the updated roster, and I have started Teddy Bridgewater over Drew Lock most of my play. But with that being said, I'm okay with either one. I think Teddy Bridgewater is a good backup plan. I think they know that. Now, if you guys don't know this on Madden, Drew Lock is, I think Teddy Bridgewater. I think Teddy Bridgewater is rated 84 in speed, and Drew Lock's rated 83. He's one below him. So I didn't know Drew Lock was that fast.
We're talking about Madden here, okay? Even with the way Lock played last season, on Madden, I was able to dominate the entire league on all Madden mode and win the Super Bowl. It's Madden, okay? You can't.
No, Johnny, Drew's just that good.
No, you can't. You cannot sit here and tell me that Madden is a proper indicator of player abilities.
I didn't say it was a proper indicator. I just said when I got the updated roster and I got all the draft people, I got Patrick Surtain. For some reason, they don't have Baron Browning on there, so I got to go back and get a new updated roster. Patrick Surtain's on there. I started the Miners over Cushenberry. Sometimes I start Muti over Glasgow.
Belly of the beast.
But I love that I start Teddy Bridgewater over Drew Lock. That's me saying I'm a Drew Lock fan, but I'm also really okay with Teddy Bridgewater. He said, I'm locked in, bros, but I won't shed a tear if we pick up Rodgers for 2 firsts or less.
All right, Johnny. If we can get Rodgers for 2 firsts or less, dude, I'll be dancing on my roof, and I'm crippled, so dancing is not a thing I do anymore.
All right, Johnny, it's time to talk about it. There was an article that said what it would take. I think it said 2 firsts, a second, and I think they said they wanted a defensive player.
A strong, at least one strong defensive player, if not 2.
Michael Ojemudia.
I don't think you'd be looking for a little more strength than that, pal.
Just say who they're looking for. Who do they want? Kareem Jackson.
Probably like someone. Yeah, probably.
Well,
I mean,
he's
more proven than Ojemudia is at this point.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a good run stopper. So I give him Kareem Jackson. He's on his 1-year proven deal. So I'll give him Kareem Jackson. Would I take Aaron Rodgers? I'm not gonna lie to you. Absolutely.
Yes, book. I love it. I think Locke will be fine if I can get a job as an electrician. Then I can cut Shermer's power every Sunday at 3 a.m. I love it. I love it, bro. I love it. Please, let's do it.
Mobad has chimed in, and he's basically saying, like the video. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Thanks, Mobad. You the man. We love you, brother. We appreciate you coming in. Listen to Mobad.
Yeah.
So
here,
with Aaron Rodgers,
I want to talk about what Glenn said real quick. And this is in reference back to the Jake Plummer article. Glenn says, the true fan comment doesn't sit well with me. I love Jake. We sat with Driscoll. I mean, Jake is a Broncos legend. He won a lot of games for us. We sat with Driscoll last year and were left with no chance when Drew got hurt and then struggled. Not having a backup is stupid and irresponsible. And I agree, Glenn. I don't think what Jake Plummer was saying is that anybody who's not supporting Drew is not a true fan. I think what he's saying is, as true fans, all of us, we just need to be, again, rooting for the name on the front, not the name on the back.
I think what he was also saying was basically he's saying Broncos country look. Excuse me. He's saying Broncos country look. You've seen what George Payton is doing. You see the direction he's going. Stop screaming. You can see he wants to stick with Drew Lock for another year. After a while, if you see that, okay, I want this, but I'm not getting this. Okay, let me take a step back and stop criticizing or complaining all the time. What he's saying is, as a true fan, learn to adapt and to adjust.
Yeah,
I want it. So you can say, I want Rashawn Slater at pick 9, and you say it over and over and over again. And then all the way through the offseason, you're like, I want Rashawn Slater at 9. What he's saying is, if you're a true fan, that's not happening.
Pat Surtain's who we got. Root for Pat Surtain.
Roll
Look,
with what the GM is doing.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Glenn. But I really just think what it boils down to is he's saying, hey, like it or not, he's on our team, so please be supportive.
Yes.
Basically that. Stop, because I'm sure, Glenn, you can agree. Broncos country, it may not be a 50-50 split, but there's a split there of Lock supporters and absolute Lock haters. There's very few that are on the fence, that are like middle of the pack. They either love Lock or they hate him. And I think what Jake the Snake was getting to there, that's right, I haven't said that in years, but I have a t-shirt over there somewhere that says Jake the Snake Plumber. Anyway, I think what Jake the Snake was talking about was that, come on, guys, to that, whatever, 33%, 40-something% of Broncos country that just abhors the existence of Lock. Come on, guys, let's just show him support as your quarterback. You call yourselves true fans, support him as someone who rocks the orange and blue.
And there's also a balance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no, I don't want people to misconstrue what he's saying. You can criticize the team. You can criticize the players. You can criticize Lock. There's a balance between criticizing.
Hate. There's hate out there, right?
Yeah, there's a difference between criticizing and saying, hey, I prefer we get a quarterback. Hey, I want to sign Deshaun Watson, Matthew Stafford, whoever's up. Okay,
hey, Jerry Jeudy Jerry Jeudy dropped way too many passes last season.
Yeah, so you can criticize, and you're saying, hey, I want these quarterbacks. Okay, we didn't get any of those. Okay, the draft's coming up. I want Justin Fields. Drew Lock's not good enough. I want Justin Fields. Okay, we didn't get Justin Fields. I want a veteran free agent. Okay, we got Teddy Bridgewater. So, I mean, it's the goalpost is being moved. No matter what moves we made or what moves that you want that aren't being made, it's I want somebody to. And what he's saying is, okay, you're not getting what you want. Get over it. Now it's time to support the team. That's all he's saying.
Okay, cool. And here we go. Real quick, I got to cut. They're like going in order here, and they're fun. So Glenn says the Lock haters have to be 5 to 10%. They are just the loudmouths. Thank you, Glenn. They're the trolls, right?
Okay.
Boggin says Jake the Snake mops his crop. Well played, Boggs. Mundungus, as a true fan of the Broncos, I believe that Peyton needs to call a 6'10" Mexican and sign him to be our right tackle.
Yeah, because DeMar Dotson's 6'9".
Hadon, answer the phone, dude. I mean, that random Colorado number that you keep screening, yeah, that's George Payton. He's calling, bro. He's quit screening the call, Hadon. All right, and then Dave Glassman. I think I agree with him very, very much here. I think there's a third of us that see promise, but we are skeptical. At the end of the day, ride or die. # Go Broncos. Look, Dave, I love that. And I like that you use that word, okay? Because I'm okay. I'm not going to call you a hater if you're a skeptic.
Yeah, not at all.
My buddy, I mean, Mundungus, him and I, we're buds. I love that guy. He's a skeptic, okay? He and that's the thing. But there are some out there that are just pure Lock haters. Like, I believe some of these, there's some fans out there that me, as a crippled Army veteran, who hasn't played football since high school and never played quarterback, would be okay if I got signed and replaced Drew Lock on the team. Yeah, just to get Drew Lock out of the building.
The haters are people who every time a person comes through, now, if you are a name skeptic, pops up, they jump on it.
Yeah, if you're looking at this from a statistical standpoint, because I mean it's true. Has there ever really been a quarterback that has taken 18 games to really flourish, or has struggled the way Drew Lock has, and then in their second season, you can call it pretty much their second playing season because of the amount of games he's actually started, just suddenly shoots for the moon? Not really. But that's not the point. It doesn't mean it can't happen. Now, I'm a huge Lock fan. I've been a huge Lock fan. I was on Broadway with you, Isaiah, when we called his pick.
Oh God, those wins were so good. Oh,
I was ecstatic. I was leaping. I was so happy because I've been a Drew Lock fan since he was a freshman at Mizzou.
You were excited. I can't say that.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I was very drunk that night. You can give me that. But I mean, I was jumping, I was screaming, I was having a lot of fun. While I personally really believe he's going to show us this season. He's either going to show us that he's the man, or he's just going to show us it was a mistake. And I don't want it to be the mistake. Book was 82nd.
101st, baby.
Wait a minute.
Screaming
yeah,
Eagles,
101st
baby.
Screaming Eagles.
101st,
book.
baby. Screaming Eagles.
That's right, baby. Sorry, buddy. I don't know if we can talk anymore, Book, if you were
Yeah,
82nd.
Get out of here. Get him out of here.
82nd Airborne. Oh,
He said, drunk on Broadway in Nashville. No one does that. Yeah,
everyone
Johnny.
does that. What else do you do on Broadway in Nashville, Glenn? Anyway, look, I personally think Drew's gonna surprise us big time. I really, really do. But
so Dave comes in and he says he has all the physical abilities, which no one denies. No one has ever said he doesn't have the talent, but does he have the brains? That's my biggest concern.
Boom.
And what I will say is this. I think Drew recognized that. And I think that's what working with Peyton Manning is doing.
Yep.
I have the talent. Everybody says he's got the talent. Even Calvin Cowherd.
Name any quarterback ever that was more cerebral than Peyton Manning.
No one.
I'm waiting.
No one. And so I think he recognized that. I think everybody else recognized it. And I think he's trying to take his raw talent and get the technique and the
you watch your mouth, Book.
choking chickens.
You watch your mouth.
All right, guy.
Listen, buddy, you're about to start a war you didn't want to start. All right,
Okay.
all right.
You don't want this, dude. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. choking chickens.
Ooh. All right. All right. Well, you know what?
I think he recognized that.
I'll give it.
I think he recognized that.
I'll let it go.
He recognized that. I'm missing something. Whether it's learning the playbook, audibling. I mean, one thing we complained about in Broncos country last season was, hey, there's no pre-snap movement. There's no audibles. And that comes down to, is Drew seeing the coverage right? Or is he just blindly trusting Pat Shurmur, whatever Pat Shurmur calls, he's going to run it. We know Peyton Manning is Omaha, the audible, because he gets the line like, yeah, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I'm going to change it up. That's the brains of it. He sees the coverage. And that's what Peyton Manning is integrating into Drew Lock. So you take Drew Lock's talent and you put Peyton Manning's brain in it.
Hey,
so that's all we can hope for.
Hey, keep it clean. Keep it clean. This is a family show.
That's all we can hope for in 2021. Kendon said it's all love. Absolutely, brother. It's all love.
Oh, for real. I think
where was Mundunga station at? Fort Lewis.
Fort Lewis.
Yeah. So you're 82nd. We're 101st. He doesn't even count. So don't. Love you, Mike. I think he was in a striker unit or armored or.
I was Book.
Cab.
I was third ID before I was 101st.
Yeah, but third IDs I think is the most prestigious armored unit in the army.
And I wasn't armored. We were light infantry, so I was light infantry.
Oh, you were in a light infantry unit.
Mm-hmm.
I hate light infantry.
Anyway, well, hey, shut up.
I hate light infantry.
Yeah, well, you weren't there, so you don't know. Anyway,
he said, what none of us know is Drew choosing not to audible, or is he not allowed to?
Yeah, and that's the thing. None of us do know.
There came a report where they said they had to, quote unquote, dumb down the playbook. So if they're reducing their playbook, I think it's a little bit of both.
But again, Pat Shurmur's style of offense is a hard one to learn. There's a lot to it. It's simple, but it's so simple it's difficult. Does that make sense? And there's a lot to learn. And without OTAs last season, without really much of a training camp, and without a preseason, they weren't able to really hammer all of Pat Shurmur's, Pat Shurmur's scheme into their heads.
Now, what I will say,
they had to cut it back a little bit in order to at least be able to play.
I think Drew had a confidence issue, and what I mean by that is not confidence in his play, but confidence in his ability. Mm-hmm. I think that when they depress the condense the plays, I think Drew's out there thinking he's so focused on proving himself to the fan base and proving he's the quarterback, he forgot to play his game. Yeah. So he was so busy on, I'm the quarterback, I'm going to be the quarterback, I have to prove to these guys I'm the quarterback. He stopped playing his game. So when he gets the plays, he's like, okay, I'm just going to run this play and prove I'm the quarterback. Instead of knowing who he is and playing his game and thinking, okay, I see this coverage is wrong, but I have to prove the coaches I'm the quarterback, and the way I prove it is by doing what I'm told.
If I do it, problem. And Kenneth says right here, in 1994, his offense got left behind in the early 2000s. It's a fact. It's just not. It's dated. It's dated. It's done. We're going to have to stick with it because guess what? For whatever reason, we didn't fire him.
Glenn says, I'm sticking around for the end of the show to see Isaiah waving his arms like he's on a deserted island and a plane is flying above. It's the lagging internet, so do not go there. But yes, there will be my high fives.
Hey, calm down, a 5'5" black.
Yeah. So 6'10" Mexican. I'm stealing your username. Dave Glassman says, for all that is good and holy, give the kid one more year to see if he's got it. If not, Rodgers or Watson will be here next year. I've never said this, Dave, but this is one of the reasons why I was on a Drew Lock train, why I was locked in. Because I was like, next year, there's going to be a lot. Well, not Russell. Did Russell Wilson get a new contract? I believe he did, didn't he? Mm-hmm. So you got Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers. You actually have a bunch of good veteran quarterbacks who are going to be on the market next year. So that's why I was like, hey, you know what? Let him play. If not, there's a bunch we can get next year, and that we'll really be able to get.
We have to start rolling it back because we're at an hour, so we need to start rolling it back. But basically, I mean, most quarterbacks get 3 years to prove. Okay, Drew's had 2, and of that 2, he's only played 18. Started 18 games, right?
18 out of how many games are in the season? 18 out of 32.
32. 18 out of 32.
Just above half.
Just above half. All right. So most quarterbacks get 3 seasons to prove. Most. Well, maybe not most. A vast majority.
3 sounds right.
But get about 3 years to prove. All right. Give him his third. If he fails us this time, I will. Like I said it a couple weeks ago. I will literally find a crow, cook it, and eat it on this show.
That sounds good because I'm hungry.
Me too. But I think I'm gonna go make some sandwiches. It's Mother's Day, so my wife doesn't have to make the sandwiches.
I'm lonely at home because my wife went to her brother's graduation, and I can't believe I used to live this way when I was single. I'm the loneliest person in the world. I miss my wife. Love you, babe, if you're out there. Glenn says Wilson may be available next year. No, I do not. Russell Wilson just signed a brand new contract, did he not?
I think he'll be. I think he's still in. Still.
No, he just.
I don't know the details, so I'm not going to pretend I know. I'm honestly
okay. Hold on. I'm looking up right now, Johnny.
Well, so you go right ahead, but we need to start rolling it back. Glenn did say the issue is if we suck again, none of our stud free agents will want to stick around. Our window is rapidly closing, and I get that, but I still believe he deserves that one last chance. I really do, Glenn. 18 starts, maybe. Man. That's not, even. I'm kind of at a loss. Ryan Fitzpatrick had a lot of the same issues. He had a lot more than 18 starts.
Unfortunately, with this situation is players now move around for rings instead of loyalty.
Yeah.
Stud free agents would what stud free agents are you talking about? I know we signed Ronald
Darby's with us for a few seasons. Kyle Fuller's
one. Kareem Jackson is one. That's
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. We are set right now to lose about 32 players next season in free agency. I mean, obviously we'll re-sign some, but 32, I believe, is the number.
But not all of those are
players
starters
that are set to hit free agency next season. That's still 32 players, dude. That's a lot of players to go into free agency in one season.
But I'm saying we have to fill up the roster anyway. So either between the draft or free agency, we're going to.
There it is. Glenn confirmed it. We have 32 free agents after this season. So now, I mean, you know what, Mundungus, and that's the beauty of this. We don't always have to agree. He said, I was somewhat with you until he said he deserves another year.
You know what? I agree with you. The word deserves. I agree. He doesn't deserve.
Okay, so what word would you use? What would you use?
I'd say he should be given.
He should be given,
or he should be
another year.
He should be granted another year.
Okay, I guess that's a fair way to put it. Okay, so Dave Glassman says, "Do me a favor, call me Dave. If there are a bunch more Daves down the road, we can figure it out then." I got you, Dave.
You got it, Dave.
I got you, Dave.
You got it, Dave.
So no, Glenn, we have to agree. No. Well, if we agreed, then I would be bald, Glenn. So
and I'd have a beard,
and you would have a beard. So
I do. First off, I do have a beard. So don't go there, Johnny. Look at
that. What? Where? I can't.
Johnny, you're turning green with envy. Stop it.
What? I can't see it. I'm white. What are you talking about?
Okay, guys, who has a better beard, Johnny or me? Let's not lie. Don't try and hurt his feelings. You know, he'll be okay. But let's tell the truth. We all know.
Well, first of all, you have to be able to see a beard in order for for it to be called a beard.
So you're telling me you don't see mine?
Where? I don't.
You don't see it. So you're gonna lie. To the fans.
You mean that sandpaper on your chin? Anyway,
you're gonna lie to the fans. So you do see something, though. So you do see something.
Well, I just think it's a shadow. I think the light's casting from the right direction.
But you see something. The first step is admittance.
Yeah, there's something there. I can't tell if it's a shadow or if you Sharpied your face. I can't really. After Johnny's last comment, you're voting for
Johnny
Isaiah.
0.
Wow.
Me 1, wow. Johnny 0.
Now who's getting political?
By the end of this year, Johnny, I will have a better beard than you, according to the fans. Not according to me, according to the fans.
That's adorable.
And then you can shave it off wanting to be me.
Listen to this. This just awesome. Thank Dave Glassman. Thanks, guys. You are currently the show that I won't miss for any reason.
That means so much, Dave.
Bro.
That means a lot.
Bro. Oh man, Dave.
That's incredible. I've never
I've never had that feeling.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Hey, Dave.
We love you.
We don't want to miss you for any reason.
We appreciate that you're a fan, and when we can't wait to see how far this goes, because I believe, like I've said it on for the last few weeks, us, the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast and MHRT, we are headed for the stratosphere, bro.
Thank you, Dave.
Our goal is to be the #1 fan-based podcast family for Broncos podcast in the world
for any sports team. First off, Barbara, #1,
that's my wife, already voted.
I should have prefaced that. First off, Barbara, the fans already voted. Okay,
one person voted, and he voted because he didn't like my comment.
First off, one person voted is the only person that's voted, and so far I'm 1 for 1. Okay, wow. So I'm not trying, Barbara. It's already done.
All right, okay? So Mundungus says it right there.
So Barbara, does that mean you vote for Johnny? Because your vote doesn't count because you're obviously biased, Barbara. So your vote doesn't count. So
do you know my wife? She will vote against me simply to vote against me.
Well, it doesn't. If she wants to vote against you, I'm all for it. But it doesn't sound like she's voting against you.
Fine,
she's telling me I'm
everybody
trying.
Everybody out there knows that this is a beard, and that is Peach Fuzz.
That's funny because the voters say me. So you can say anything you want, Johnny, but based on what we've been told, based off Glenn's one vote, the world knows nothing, Johnny. They know nothing. All right. So we can play this game all you want.
Whatever, dude. In the Super Bowl of beards, okay, my beard is Von Miller, and yours is yours is a ball held by Cam Newton.
That's racist. A ball held by Cam Newton. So you're saying
I strip sack you all day, son. I'm gonna strip sack you all day.
No, know what?
I just destroyed you.
That's a good metaphor. I'm gonna come back with another one. It's not gonna be today, but by next Sunday I'm gonna have a go because that's pretty good.
Okay.
Jerry, this is a new name that we've seen. Jerry Holland.
Jerry Holland or Holland?
Holland. Let us know. Give us the pronunciation. Welcome. And this I agree with 1,000%. If there was a trade to be done, I think we give up Teddy Bridgewater before Drew Lock. He says, I'm betting Peyton wants to keep Lock in case Rodgers breaks. Yep. I 110% agree. I believe the trade came down to it. Drew Lock would stay. Teddy Bridgewater would go. Jerry, welcome. Great comment. I agree with you. We're off to a good start.
All right. So, hey, we're going to start rolling this back, guys, because we need to start signing out, and I got to get to it. Once again, it's Sunday, which means that I work. Shut up. Just take that off.
2-0.
It doesn't belong.
2-0. How about you go downstairs? No. How about you go downstairs and discuss with Barbara why I'm winning? Okay.
Simply
2-0.
because
you can twist it all you want, but I'm up 2-0.
No, it ain't gonna happen. we're gonna have a vote on Twitter. All right, everybody, find us at Broncos Viking and at Word Over World with underscores.
That's a good transition, Johnny. All right.
Listen, all right.
That was a good transition.
Have a vote. We're gonna have a vote. Whose beard is better, at Broncos Viking or at Word Over World? And the vote will last all week.
Okay, that's fine.
And I expect true and unbiased voting simply based on the merit of what constitutes a beard.
I think you got one vote from KB.
Thank you, Book. Johnny's beard is Von Miller, and yours is Remmers.
Okay, so we're 2 for 2. He says, as the head of MHRT, I vote for Johnny, and my vote counts for infinity. And then Barbara took away her vote. Oh my gosh! So now I'm down 3-1. Barbara took away her vote.
Has spoken. My wife has spoken, but we'll still put the vote up on our Twitter at nothing or over there above Isaiah.
Yeah,
at nothing underscore rhymes underscore.
If Johnny wins, I swear I will go on Twitter and I will claim election fraud. If Johnny wins, so now you know.
No,
you know who to vote for. We're gonna start.
Listen. Don't. Nope. Oh, Dave Glassman also says, did I happen to mention this is my favorite show of the week? Don't forget me when you get big, dude. You're gonna be OG.
You're going with us. Right? You're coming with us,
bro. You're gonna be with us the whole time. You are OG though. You are an OG in this family. All right. So hey,
Dave.
That being said,
vote for Isaiah for best beard. All right, brother. We love you.
No, you can vote for Isaiah for coolest black guy on this show.
Nope. I'm the only black guy on the show. What are you talking about? Vote for me. Okay,
exactly.
You know what? See, now you wouldn't play dirty games. Okay, you know what? Vote Isaiah. Hey, on the Twitter poll, vote Isaiah best beard. I'm campaigning now. I'm gonna win because I've had enough of his stuff, guys, and we all agree.
Isaiah is 5'5", so we can't get that big.
Okay, Mike, if there's ever a vote for you, I'm not voting for you because of that.
Oh, God, this one's getting fun. Anyway, we really do have to roll it back. It's an hour and 13 minutes in. So, hey, if you claim election fraud on Twitter, you will get banned, LOL, says Kenneth Booker.
That's why I said it. They're not going to know what I'm talking about. I'm like,
oh, my God, I can keep this going forever. I am such a – I love confrontation. Anyway.
I'm going to hold a press conference and go on CNN.
And they're going to be like, who's this beardless wonder?
No, they're going to be like, so you believe the election was stolen? I'm like, absolutely, I do. Why?
And then they're going to be like,
well, first off, I've been growing my beard. I've been shaving my beard for this. And I'm like, what? I'm like, wait, what are we talking about? We're talking about the beard competition, right? I'm like, get off.
They're going to be like, what beard? Anyway.
I'm like, okay, so I know who you're voting with. All right. Well, I don't know why I came.
All right, for real though, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure being with you tonight on Mother's Day. Once again, to those that have joined us after we started, Happy Mother's Day to all the
Happy Mother's Day,
Mom.
Happy Mother's Day.
I love you. Happy Mother's Day, and thank you for being my mom. Thank you for raising me, loving me, showing me the support I've had over the years. I love you, Mom. To my beautiful wife sitting downstairs with my 3 wonderful sons. Thank you, honey. I love you. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you for being such an amazing mother to our children. I could not ask for more. I know it gets stressful sometimes, and I know that with me being the breadwinner and working all the time, it's hard on you. So thank you.
Happy Mother's Day, Barbs.
As amazing as you are. And to all the other mothers in Broncos country and the world out there, we love you and happy Mother's Day. Now, once again, this has been the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. We love you guys. We stream live every Sunday, 6-5-4-3 on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Okay. You can please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Okay. You can find us on all MHRT platforms for MHRT podcasts. You can also find us on Facebook at Nothing Rhymes DB4L, Denver Broncos for life. Then you can find us on YouTube at Nothing Rhymes Podcast. You can just search Nothing Rhymes Podcast. On Twitter at Nothing Rhymes with 2 underscores. Like I said, please like, subscribe, guys. We need them subbies. We love you guys, and we want you to be part of this. Like, subscribe, share our video. Takes less than 3 seconds to click share, send it to a buddy, send it to a friend, post it on your page. Just say, hey, check these guys out, Broncos country. You know, it takes 5 seconds. You know, we would appreciate it a lot. If you have comments after the fact, please comment. All right. Click that notification bell. Kenneth Booker says, great show, fellas. Thanks, Book.
Thanks, Kevin.
Hit that notification bell. All right. That way, whenever we go live, you know. If you want to listen after the fact to our audio feed, you can find us at nothingrhymesworangeblue.sounder.fm. Great for when you're driving, great for when you're doing things around the house and you don't want to be watching a video, but you want to have something to listen to. You can find us there. make it a little bit easier on yourself, though, you can honestly just go to Spotify, Stitcher, Google, or TuneIn and search for our podcast on any of those platforms. You will find us and you can subscribe and listen to us there. All right. We love you, Broncos country. Tune in this Tuesday on MHRT. Our brothers at MHRT. This is our family, okay?
Yeah.
Tune in on Tuesday for Broncos talk with a 6'10" Mexican, Adon, and Rich A. Sorry, he's my favorite Canadian. Sorry, Rich. Anyway,
about
yeah, it's okay. I'll buy you some poutine, okay? Anyway, we love you, Rich, and join them on Tuesday for Broncos talk. Now, here's the big news of the week for MHRT. Are you ready, Isaiah? Because you don't know this yet.
No, I don't, and I'm wondering why.
MHRT,
let's do it.
MHRT on Thursday, on our Thursday podcast of MHRT podcast, Luke Patterson of Mile High Huddle will be joining the guys for our Thursday edition of MHRT podcast. So
don't
please,
miss that, guys. Be there Thursday.
Do not miss it. Do not miss it. It's going to be exciting. Luke Patterson, he's from MHH. He's one of the biggest names in the Broncos podcasting business, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I wish I could be part of it. I will be at work, so I can't be part of it. But it is what it is.
Or you're a Raider fan. That's all I got to say.
Shots
be there
fired.
Or you're a Raider fan. So I expect you all
guys,
there.
Do not miss it. Luke Patterson will be on with Mundungus Creevy, Glenn Hauser, Mr. Boggins, and Adon, a 6'10" Mexican.
That's the all-star lineup, baby. That's the all-star lineup.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And stay tuned because I'm working on some things to try to, get some awesome guests on here on Nothing Rhymes as well. Ooh. We will be back next Sunday at 6 Pacific, 5 Central, 4 Mountain, 3 sorry. Oh,
you meant Eastern. You said 6
I meant
Eastern.
Eastern first. 6 Eastern, 5
this
Central.
Is why I have a better beard. This is exactly why.
Beards have nothing to do with it. Okay,
it does. It has everything.
My beard. Is it just because my beard takes up 4 time zones?
The people have spoken. The people have spoken, Johnny.
Gosh. You're just mad because my beard takes up 4 time zones.
You just don't get it. You know what?
Anyway, we love you, Broncos country. So we're gonna give you, as always, our mile high salute.
No, Johnny. I knew you were going to do that.
That comes first.
I tried to stop you. So, Mile High Salute has already been taken. We've got something else.
No, the Mile High Salute has been no, first of all, Mile High Salute's been a Broncos thing, not just a podcast thing.
Okay.
Since the 90s.
No, and that's okay. That's okay. But here,
all right, fine.
Nothing with orange and blue. And Dave said it himself. Look, right here. He already did it. Sorry, Isaiah, not even close. Okay, You know what? Nobody asked you. You know, I love you, Dave. Thank you.
He's our number 1 fan, so yeah.
He said thanks. He said thanks for the correct salute. Kenneth said thanks for the correct salute because we do everything correct at the 101st.
That's right, 82nd. Anyway, all right.
So we'll do Mile High Salute.
This now. Remember. I'm saying this is the last thing I'm going to say before we do this and get out of here. We are trying to make this spread. The Mile High 5. It's going to be a thing. I count on you as our fans to help spread this thing. I will not rest until it's announced over the PA at Mile High Stadium, the Mile High 5, and the entire crowd claps above their heads. I will not rest.
That would be incredible.
But so that is the goal. That is the goal. But I want it to be remembered that it started right here on Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue.
Yes.
All right. So that being said, we love you, Broncos country, and Mile High 5.
Yeah, we got it. Even though my inner leg, we got it. Hey, we'll see you guys next Sunday.
We will see you guys next week. Don't miss Tuesday, Broncos Talk, and Thursday, MHRT Podcast, Broncos Country. We are out.